much. It's nice to be welcomed in such a wonderful fashion. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I haven't been, it's been a long time since I've come through this area. You know, I'm originally from New York City, so I have spent a little bit of time up around these places like New Hampshire and Rhode Island, and well, Rhode Island. My daughter went to school here in Rhode Island. How far away is Rhode Island from here? About 3 hours. Yeah. Well, she went to Brown University, and so I used to come up around this way. Anyway, it's good to see everybody.
Sweet. All right, guys. So what you just saw on screen was a glimpse of his 50-year or plus career in the acting business. But what we'd like to do when we start off these Q&As, a lot of people don't know that Billy is also a very accomplished and award-winning painter. So I always like to start off the Q&As with him telling you all a little bit about his paintings. And so, well, Billy, please inform them.
Well, as I said, I went to, I was brought up in New York City, and I went to a music and art high school, and from music and art high school, I got a scholarship to a school called the National Academy of Design for the Fine Arts, where I spent 2 years on the scholarship painting. And when I was about 18, 19 years old, I was nominated for a Guggenheim, and also won a Hall Garden, which is comparable to a Guggenheim. So painting has been very much a part of my life. The Smithsonian owns one of my pieces. The Kansas City Jazz Museum owns a piece. In New York, the Schomburg has one of my pieces. And right now I'm exhibiting up in Toronto, in Canada. We just opened the show this past Sunday, so that the paintings will be there for a while, I don't know.
Couple months, I think.
Couple of months, yeah.
And everybody here is going to take a little car trip to Canada, Toronto, and see them. Especially these four right here.
If you don't take a car trip to Canada, there's a website. I think the website's been changed.
Your website?
Yeah.
Let's check it out. I'm going to make sure.
It used to be bdwworldart.com, but now it's billydeewilliams.com. So
I'm looking it up because I don't know.
I think Marcy,
well, bdwworldart.com is still active.
It's still active.
Yeah,
okay.
So you can see your art now. So you think billydeewilliams.com is something new? Isn't this the best Q&A you ever saw, guys? We're checking out things on our phone. Billy Dee Williams, I can't see a thing, .com, okay.
Yeah,
so
we decided to make a change because BDW, I don't know if people really...
they don't get it.
No, they don't get it, no.
They don't get what BDW is. It's like a disease.
Make it a lot easier.
It actually goes to that website, Billy. Okay. BillyDeeWilliams.com goes to his art website. Okay, so everybody go.
So if you want to see some of this stuff, it's, you know, I call my work abstract reality. And what I mean by that, as real as things are, they are as abstract. In other words, it's representational meaning that it's obvious to the eye, but there are things going on that allow you as a spectator to bring your own feelings into what you're looking at. So, and it's fun, and there's I tend to like to deal with the absurdities of the living experience, which is a lot of fun to me.
Excellent.
Anyway.
So there's nobody at the mic, and I can ask all the questions that I want, but I know everything already, so don't be shy, guys. Just line up, and oh, good, we'll start with you, sir. Remember, name and then question.
My name's Bill.
Hi, William.
Oh, thank you. My fan club. I wanted to ask a question that's on a lot of people's minds because I believe Family Guy brought it up. Why is Lando wearing Han's clothes at the end of Empire Strikes Back?
So we have two answers. I'm going to give you one, and then Billy's going to give you one. Okay. So you know that Lando owned the Falcon first, right? So when Han got it, he opened the closet and went, damn, I'd look good in these clothes. Or...
They were a couple.
And when Princess Leia walked in the dark, they put the wrong clothes on. It happens.
Hi, my name is Rick. So the first time I saw the Batman movie in 1989, I saw you as Harvey Dent. I thought that was awesome because I had already familiar with you as Lando. But when the third Batman movie came out, they threw in Tommy Lee Jones. And so I was just wondering, did any of the filmmakers ever approach you to reprise your Harvey Dent role as Two-Face? And do you think you would have done a better job than Tommy Lee Jones?
Well, he's one of my favorite actors, so he's an excellent performer. But they had changed regimes. The Sony people bought them out, so I think they decided. Well, of course, Batman has had so many different people playing those characters, those iconic characters. So they just didn't. I thought it would have been interesting if I had done it, but they wanted to take a different direction, obviously.
I think you would have been much better in the movie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Billy. My name's
Hi.
Mary Ann Gray. I'm from Center Sandwich, New Hampshire. I'm a veteran of the United States Air Force. Thank you, everybody. What I'd like to, it's not a question, I'd just like to tell you thank you for all the pleasure that you've given everybody all over the world.
Well, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. And thank you for your service, keeping us safe.
My name is Lincoln, and I've got a two-part question. I really, 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 really want to win that mustache kit and be on your Twitter. So my two-part question. First question, what is the absolute best question you've ever had asked in any of these events?
I don't know. I don't know. What?
I mean, I
can't think of anything.
Okay, then I'll ask a different question.
Okay.
I've always found it very frustrating that the most interesting of sort of the secondary set of characters in Star Wars has been dominated by Boba Fett. And I'm wondering, do you have any insight on why Lando, who was by far the most interesting of that group of characters, has been eclipsed by Boba Fett, who is essentially a blank slate?
I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't think I was eclipsed. I mean, by Boba Fett. That's very interesting. I think that's very interesting. I've never, ever.
You see a lot of people dressed up as Boba Fett, but people miss your character, and he has a much more interesting character arc, I guess was my thought.
I don't
on
think
that.
you go to enough conventions.
Fair
We run into a lot of Landos.
Yeah.
Ah, excellent.
I had a whole contingent of Lando's contingent or contingency.
Fan club?
Well, yeah, at one, they were like this whole line of Landos somewhere.
Yeah, I don't remember where we were, but
Last week.
they inducted you into their club, and they were all wearing capes and mustaches.
Yeah, right.
It's on Billy's Facebook page, those pictures, if you guys want to check it out.
Good afternoon, Billy Dee, and thank you.
Yeah, hi.
My name is Rob. I'm a teacher in New Hampshire. Any teachers in the house? I want to thank you for my childhood and the memories of Lando. I had all kinds of questions for Star Wars ready to go, but I saw the clips and I remembered Brian's song. And I wanted to ask you, was it a bold choice to make such a wonderful move in terms of friendship and race relations at that time when Brian's song became part of our heart and soul? And I still have great memories of that fine film. So again, thank you for Lando, but more importantly, thank you for Brian's song.
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate it. That was that experience was a very special experience. It's one of those rare moments, once-in-a-lifetime moments. But thank you.
You know that Billy was nominated for an Emmy for that role. So, yeah.
Hey, Billy Dee, how are you?
Hi.
My name's Josh. I was just curious, in your cameo that you had on Scrubs, was Donald Faison's reaction like his actual reaction, or did you guys have to rehearse that?
No, I don't really remember really rehearsing it. I mean, that was his real reaction, but he's very good. He's very funny.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Raul, and basically I have a quick two-part question. Number one, just watching the clips and the montage of your entire career, what would be the one piece of advice you would give someone like me to follow in sort of your shoes? Because straight up, I've wanted you to be like my dad and now my grandpa. I'm being honest. So what would be the sort of advice you would give to me?
You're an actor?
Well, some people say I am.
Well, I don't know. Work hard, you know, and stay open, read a lot, go to museums, absorb as much as you can. Practice, 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 practice. I think that's really important.
And the second part of my question is, now with the Han Solo movie being introduced as a prequel, what young actor in Hollywood would you love to see play a young Lando?
No, there's nobody who could play Lando. This is it.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome, thank you.
Hello, my name's Noah, and people have been saying, oh, I can't wait for the new Boba Fett and the new Han Solo spin-offs. What do you think would make a perfect Lando spin-off?
Well, you know, Lando's in a comic book now, you know, he's in Marvel Comics. And of course, there's Rebels. Well, Lando to me was always like Steve Wynn. You know, he was like running Las Vegas, you know, when he had Cloud City in Besman. It was kind of a Las Vegas kind of situation. That's kind of how I see Lando, as a kind of a entrepreneurial kind of organizer, kind of playboy, kind of, well, as he was presented, you know, the absolute rogue. But I see him in that way, going back to Vegas and running Vegas.
Okay, thank you.
So, Noah, if Billy ran Vegas, would you come to his hotel?
Oh, all the time.
Oh, good.
Hi, my name's Dave. Another two-part question. The original ending for Jedi, Lando and Falcon didn't make it in the explosion. Did you know about that or anything? Or was it just the original ending that was shown in theaters that you know of?
He doesn't remember 32 years ago, so
Yeah, okay.
that original ending was never filmed.
All right, but it was proposed. Did you?
It was in the original script, Revenge of the Jedi.
Right.
And it was changed.
I guess that leads to my second part is, originally Lando wasn't going to make it. And how would you feel if you knew that you weren't going to make it in the film? You know, when you have a character that is popular in the first movie that you're in, and then you have a second movie, and then you find out, oh, I might die in this one. How do you feel about that?
I never really thought about it, to tell you the truth. I knew that he was going to do something heroic.
Yes.
I didn't know at the time, I didn't really know what it was going to be.
No.
But I knew something was going to, I was looking forward to that.
Well, you're still the coolest guy in the galaxy.
Well, I appreciate that, thank you.
What are you dressed as?
Jane from Firefly.
Who?
Jane from Firefly.
Oh, Jane from Firefly.
Mine is just a simple. I'm Skylar, and my question is just simple. During all your movies and stuff, did you ever get to take any of your props or any of your costumes home with you? that you would remember?
Well, with Brian's song, I got one of Gail Sayers' jerseys, which my son owns now. I gave it to him, and it's in a big frame.
That's cool. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, he kept his Lando cape. It's at the hotel room. He runs around with it.
Hi, Mr. Williams. My name's Adam. I was just wondering if you could tell us about the time when you actually realized you were famous for the first time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Well, I guess, well, in movies, I think when Lady Sings the Blues came out, I think that's when it really hit home.
Yeah. Like people came up to you on the street, like one day you weren't famous, and then you wake up the next morning and...
Well, I don't want to brag or anything, but people were fainting and stuff like that. You know, so that was kind of an indication.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Billy, do you remember when we were at the airport when we first started working together ages ago and we got chased through security? Do you remember that?
I don't know, this happened so much in my life.
Well, I didn't realize what it was like to work for a famous person. I'll tell you guys a story. And I don't know, we were in Chicago or something, and I was so nervous. It was like 15, 16 years ago. And we're walking through the TSA, and there's a lady on the other side, and she screams, "Oh my God, it's Billy Dee Williams!" And I looked at her and went, "Are you nuts?" And then everybody turned around and was like, oh. And so we didn't go through security. I grabbed him and said, "Let's go." And we went right through, set off the alarms, and started running down the hallway. And everybody's following us. TSA, but they weren't following us to catch us. They were following us to catch him. And we're trying every door along the hallway until one opened. And we opened, we went in, the door slammed, and there's a lady standing behind a booth going, "Can I help you?" And it was the daycare of the airport. And I said, "You need to call security." And then she looked at him and went, "Oh." And so they had to come and get to, I'm glad that doesn't happen anymore.
Well, that doesn't happen anymore. But those days, yeah.
Good afternoon. My name is Matthew, and I'm very interested in this question. Within your career, is there a certain aspect of the entertainment industry you've seen nowadays that has changed from, say, what it was back in the 70s, 80s?
I don't know. I don't really pay much attention to what's going on. I guess it's all pretty much the same, I guess, except there's a lot more publicity about people's lives. Back in the old days, even before my time in Hollywood, everything was kept under wraps for the most part.
Right.
But now everybody's life is exposed everywhere, all over the place. Maybe is that a difference? I don't know.
Absolutely. Twitter didn't exist back then, so it makes a big difference.
Very interesting. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, we forgot to ask what you were dressed as. Are you Dragon Ball Z? No.
I'm Bolin from Legend of Korra.
Excellent. Okay, what about you?
My name's Joshua Sharp. I'm dressed as Zabuza from Naruto.
Okay.
My question is, I know in the Star Wars series, a lot of people have considered that Lando has scammed, cheated, and such them. I'm just wondering, how many people does Lando actually think he has scammed and cheated?
Lando, he didn't really, in that situation, I think people sort of assessed it. I mean, they didn't really look at everything in its full detail. In that situation, he was up against a formidable character called Darth Vader. And he had to figure out something so that he could prevent the absolute complete demise of his friend and his friends, and also save his situation. Now, nobody died, so I think that's an indication that things didn't go completely badly, but he did lose Vegas. You know, so there was a big compromise. So people haven't quite looked at it that way. But I remember when we used to pick my daughter up from school when she was little. I'm in the middle of the schoolyard with these little children accusing me of betraying Han Solo. And I'm in the middle in the schoolyard trying to justify this character's life, which is totally ridiculous.
Like that one bit on Robot Chicken.
Huh?
Like that one bit on Robot Chicken where you had to justify
Oh, yeah,
yourself.
that was a good one. With us, yeah.
Just a statement, I really want to win that mustache because I think I can rock it.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, my name's Tucker, and as we saw in the clip show, during Return of the Jedi, the sensor dish got knocked off of the Falcon, and a lot of people have noticed that in the trailer for the new one, you could see a completely different dish there. So my question is, did Lando pay for that, or... And if he did Han have to ask him, or was it just Lando's way of saying, look, I promised I wouldn't scratch it, I'm sorry about what happened, let me pay for a new one?
Well, it belongs to Lando originally.
Yeah.
And Han beat him out of it in a card game. Let's work this out.
Makes sense.
It belongs to both of us. We both paid for it.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, I'm Justin. Nice to meet you, by the way. You've had an amazing career, and I was wondering, is there something that you've done during your career that you think, gosh, why don't people get that? They just don't get it. It's amazing. Why don't people just, why don't they reference that more often? And on the flip side, got not a lot of nerve asking it, but what question are you tired of being asked?
I don't know, nothing. I'm quite willing to answer it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah. And what was the first one?
Oh, the first one was, out of your entire career, what show have you been on or what movie have you done that people just don't get it? It's, you think, wow, it should be a whole lot more popular, or, you put a lot of effort into it, and it's not as,
I don't know. I've done so many.
I know.
I've had over 50 years of doing this crazy stuff and making a living at it. But I don't know. There's so much to draw from. I think I've been pretty content, pretty happy about.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Things.
So, Billy, you said that you reminded the crowd that you've been in this business for over 50 years. Tell everybody how you got started in show business. That's a good story.
Oh, well, I started when I was about 6.5 years old on Broadway, in a Broadway musical by Kurt Weill. Kurt Weill wrote with Bertolt Brecht, a three-penny opera, and lots of other wonderful music in those years. But my mother started me in show business. She had me audition for this musical, and when I went to audition, they had me walk across stage one time and walk across stage the second time, and I liked it so much I wanted to do it the third time, and they said, no, that's okay, Billy, and so I started crying, and I always say I cried my way into show business.
Hi, I'm Colin.
Hi.
First of all, I wanted to thank you for being in Star Wars. That's my favorite film series. And would you ever be interested in reprising your role as Lando?
Well, if they ask me to, sure.
And last of all, was George Lucas nice?
I'm sorry?
Was George Lucas nice?
Was George Lucas
George
nice?
Lucas, Nice?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice, yes. Very nice man.
Thank you.
Shocking, isn't it, Colin? So, if we want to see Billy in episode 8 and 9, everybody needs to tweet #BringBackLando. We started that 2 years ago at Dragon Con, so everybody needs to keep the ball rolling. What are you dressed as?
I'm dressed as Annie from League of Legends.
Cool.
My name's Tanner. My question is, at what point in your life did you figure out that you wanted to do acting full-time?
I guess when I was at the academy painting, and my life sort of segued back into, the acting. I started taking classes and stuff like that. And I think I was about 18, 19, 20 years old when it all kind of was following me, and I said, okay, I'll do it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Nicole.
Hi.
One of my favorite parts of watching DVDs is the blooper reels or the gag reels, and lately they've also had stars doing pranks on each other. Have you, in any of your films, have a memorable gag or hijinks that ensued?
Well, on Jimmy Kimmel's show, I was doing stuff that was pretty funny, that was ragging on a lot of people, like Miley Cyrus and... I don't know if you've ever seen. You ever see any of that stuff?
The Jimmy Kimmel stuff. If you go on Google and put in Billy Dee Williams, Jimmy Kimmel, all the videos that he's done will come up. It's like collector's plates from the Hamilton collection. He's like the spokesperson for the Miley Cyrus plates. They're pretty cool.
Is there anything that hasn't made film that you remember that we might have not have heard about?
Is there any? I'm sorry.
Anything like bloopers or gags that might not have made film that we haven't heard about?
No.
Tell them about, they like behind the scenes stuff, Billy, so tell them about the squibs in Return of the Jedi, in the Sarlacc pit scene.
That's so old, I don't even know how to tell it anymore.
Well, yeah, but they like behind the scenes stories.
Well, we were shooting Return of the Jedi, and I was hanging off the skiff.
Right.
And I was about to fall into the Sarlacc pit, and Harrison, who was trying to save me, and at some point the squid went off.
Squib
went off and went through my toe. And I was yelling and screaming that I was hurt, but Harrison was so much entrenched in what he was doing as an actor, he had no idea that I was hurt. So, and then suddenly he just snapped out of it and realized that I was. But he was really got pretty involved. I said, this guy really gets serious. But anyway, that's.
See, did you not like that story? See, the part that sucks is there's not a lot of bloopers on Star Wars because it costs $1 million to shoot one scene. So if you screw up, you'd be fired.
Yeah. And, in those days you didn't have all of the CGI, so you had everything was pretty real. So it could, in many instances, become dangerous.
Hi, my name is Ari. So what is your current relationship with Harrison Ford?
We're friends. I see him every now and again, and it's always very nice and very cordial.
You should come to LA, he'll introduce you.
He's really a good man. And one of the things I always liked about Harrison was he is and was a very good father. I've watched him with his sons, and when I see a man with the kind of relationship he had with his boys, it told me a lot about the kind of man he is.
Have you seen him since his accident? Have you seen him since his accident?
No.
I was just at this office the other day. You'd swear to God nothing happened. It's unbelievable.
The what? What?
You'd swear to God nothing happened. I was at his office the other day. He walked in. He was mint condition Han Solo. He said he did a lot of physical therapy. He wanted to not be broken. Hi.
Hi, Billy. I'm Darren. How you doing? Hey, being at a comic book convention, I'm just curious, were you into comic books as a kid? And if not, what kind of pop culture, movies, TV shows, superheroes were you into?
Well, let's see. Well, when I was a kid, of course, everybody was into Superman and Batman and Captain Marvel, but they don't call him Captain Marvel anymore, do they?
Shazam, I think.
Shazam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you
well,
Superman or Batman guy?
Did Superman or Batman?
Yeah, which one? Were you into any of them?
Yeah, I like both of them. No, I mean, when I was a kid growing up, there were an awful lot. Well, Dick Tracy. I don't know.
Thanks.
Bunch of stuff.
Hi, my name's Carol.
Hi.
And I want to thank you for all the work that you have done, all through the years. And I was wondering, some actors identify very closely with a particular role, like Gregory Peck identified very closely with Atticus Finch. And people see him and they say, that was actually Gregory up on the screen. So when you think of your roles, which one shows us the true Billy Dee Williams?
I don't know, all of them, I guess, to some degree.
Okay, thank you.
I think the Colt 45 commercials are you.
I think all of those characters I did, those romantic characters, I think I really enjoyed doing.
Hi, my name's Samantha, and
Hi.
I was just wondering, I heard the story that you mentioned earlier about being chased through the airport, but I was wondering what other crazy fan stories you have, like being chased by people.
Freaky fan stories?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I was always curious, especially when, in those years when after I did Lady Sings the Blues and Mahogany, I was always curious about people fainting, and touching me and then falling out. Stuff like that I found very kind of curious.
Cool.
As one example. There are many, actually.
Thanks.
My name's Chris, and I was wondering, you said you enjoyed painting and you're really good at it. You got awards, and one of them's in the Smithsonian. I wondered if you were able to broadcast your work in any of the films you did.
Have any of your paintings been in any of your films?
Yeah, I did one film, a small movie called Constellation. The character I played was a painter, so I used some of the work that I do in that particular movie, and a couple of other things, I think, in television shows years ago.
Thank you.
Constellation.
You're
that
welcome.
one's fairly new, so you can probably find it on Netflix or Hulu. Constellation. Everybody find it and tweet the painting. Hi there. Are
Hello.
you dressed? Or
I'm
is that your
dressed
natural
as
hair
Carol
color?
from The Walking Dead.
Ah, okay, good.
Clean your own dish. I actually have two questions. One, have you ever turned down any roles?
Yeah.
And did you ever regret any of them?
No.
And who shot first?
Hmm?
Who shot first?
Who's what?
Who shot first?
He doesn't get that question. Okay, in the original, we've had this before. In the original Star Wars movie, there's a scene between Han Solo and Greedo, the bounty hunter. And in the original movie, Han shoots him first and kills him. But in the new movie, to make Han not a cold-blooded killer, they actually had Greedo shoot first. So it's a big dilemma in the Star Wars fandom universe of who shot first, Han or Greedo. So who do you think?
I don't know anything about all this stuff. You guys know all that stuff. I have no idea.
All right, so let's take a poll. Did Han shoot first? You put your hands in the air. So I would assume anybody who thinks Greedo shot first would not want to put their hands in the air because it would be embarrassing. There you go.
What is this?
Han, it's a thing in the movie that they made 40 years ago. Two characters gunslinging each other, cowboys and aliens.
This is the first.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you the clip so that the next time we get asked, you can make an educated decision.
Oh, okay.
Excellent. Tune in next time. Yes.
Hi, I'm Ronnie. Throughout your
Ronnie?
clips, I'm sorry. Throughout your clips, we've seen you've always had this luscious mustache going. So my question is, I'm trying to grow one. Do you have any like opinions on how to grow a good mustache?
I love it. What's your name again?
Ronnie.
Rodney?
Ronnie.
You're in the running now, Rodney.
Well, we live in a cosmetic world. You can just paste one on. That solves the whole situation.
That's what he's hoping to do.
I'll make note.
Oh, you're getting close.
Hello. I have a question. I actually have two questions. One, have you read the comic books, the Marvel comic books, and what do you think of them?
I have it, but I haven't really gotten into it yet.
Okay, they're good. Just letting you know. And I was wondering if you were returning for season 2 of Star Wars Rebels.
I have no idea what's going on with that as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Well, your episode was the best one, so. just
Oh,
saying.
thank you.
Hey, I'm TJ, and I was wondering if you own any action figures of yourself, and if it's weird if you own any action figures of yourself.
No.
No? Have you ever thought about it?
No.
You really don't own any? Like, you don't like sit in the bathtub and play with little Lando toys? Or...
No.
No? Okay.
Hi, Mr. Williams. My name is Leo. And I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to stand in front of the man who is the undisputed essence of cool. Everything you do, just gives off this smooth, cool essence. And Lando Calrissian, for us sci-fi fans in general, was really the first guy that we could look on screen and say, that guy is cool. And now my question is, over 50 years, you've had a lot of roles and you've done a lot of things. Is there one role in particular that you really wanted that you didn't end up getting?
Well, I've always wanted to play Duke Ellington because I always felt that the only one who really understood that sensibility was me. I had opportunities to play it, but we were never able to pull it off. But that character is that individual was one individual I always wanted to play.
And I think you do a fine job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, what are the pink shirts for?
Oh, actually, that works into my question. Hi, Mr. Williams. My name is
Hi.
Kevin. My buddy's getting married, and this is his bachelor party.
Who's getting married? Stand up. Excellent. So you guys took him to a convention on his bachelor party?
He's a real big nerd.
Is there any alcohol?
Maybe.
Yeah? What room are you in?
We'll talk.
Okay.
Mr. Williams, so it's his bachelor party, and I was wondering if you had any tips or maybe rules for throwing a good party.
I don't know. I've never been to a bachelor party.
Would you like to come to ours?
No.
Thank you.
I'd rather hang out with girls than hang out with boys.
So, who's the best man? Who's the best man? Stand up.
That'd be Patrick over there.
All right, and who are the groomsmen?
Hey.
You?
No.
Okay. I want the best man, the groom, and the groomsmen to come here. We're going to take a picture with Billy, and that'll be your bachelor party, and we'll tweet it.
Thank you.
Okay, only one bachelor party per convention, that's it. Hi.
Hi, I'm Sam.
What are you dressed as?
Jerica Benson or Jem.
Jem! The movie's coming! I can't wait. Look, not too many people excited.
Apparently.
Oh well, they don't know what they're missing.
Whatever, I'm excited. And I was wondering if you liked doing on-screen acting or live acting better.
Both.
Both?
Yeah.
All right.
And why? Could you elaborate maybe?
Okay. Well, stage acting, I think everybody who wants to become an actor should have that experience, working in front of an audience, a live audience, because there's a kind of an energy that you exchange between yourself and the audience. And that I think, well, for one, you really learn how to use your voice, learn how to use your body, you know. It's just a good training ground. Film is great because even though you want to be as visceral as possible or as deep as possible, it's a technical art and form, and you can learn a great deal about using a camera, how to play in front of a camera, which is always very interesting. There are a lot of reasons.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What are you dressed as?
I'm cosplaying as Lindsay. My name's Lindsay.
It's so lifelike.
So realistic. My question is, have you ever received a bias based on your race?
Have I ever
Your
received
acting?
a bias based on my race? Never.
Really? Sarcasm. Right over the head. Awesome. Yeah. Story of my life. Do you have any stories that you'd like to share about that, or?
Do I want to share anything about it?
Yeah.
No, it's boring.
All right.
It's a boring topic. There are an awful lot of people who like to talk about things like that. I'm not one of them.
That's good. Thank you.
Hi, I'm James. And what intrigued you most about wanting to play the parts of Harvey Dent and Lindell Calrissian? What made you want to?
Well, Harvey Dent, I thought that I would end up playing Two-Face.
Right.
But it didn't work out, so. And the other one?
What made you want to play Lando?
Well, Lando is handsome, charming, roguish.
Was it a tough transition, or?
Not for me, no. It was a lot of fun for me.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Greta, and I'm dressed as a middle-aged woman at a comic show. I wanted to ask you if there was a moment that brought you good joy or happiness on the set of Star Wars that you wanted to share with us. Something that happened that made you happy, that you enjoyed.
Well, I mean, just working with everybody, working with George, working with Irv Kirshner, that was a big thrill for me.
Cool. And I was thinking of the question that Lincoln asked, I think it was Lincoln had asked earlier, where he said, why is Lando eclipsed sort of by characters like Boba Fett? It's kind of easy to put a bucket on your head and walk around as Boba Fett, but it's hard to capture the suave that you brought. Lando Calrissian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Round
back for a
two?
second question.
Okay, well, I already know who the winner is, but go ahead.
Yeah, he already won. I got that. I was wondering, since you said that you hadn't read any of the Marvel comics, I wanted to know if you wanted to read my issue 1 of the Marvel Star Wars Lando, and if you wanted to sign it after you were done reading it.
Well, I have one at home.
Sorry. We actually have them for sale at the booth, too, so. So, Ronnie, the mustache guy, where are you? Okay. So are you going to wear it and take a picture? All right, put it on right now. Nice. Okay, here. And then come sit right here.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi. Thank you. Looks grand.
Oh, wait, here, I need your Twitter account. Write it down, your Twitter account, so we can tweet you. All right, so guys, Billy's Twitter account is @RealBDW, so everybody should follow him, and then you'll see these pictures being tweeted shortly. If you're on Facebook, there are several, you're welcome, there are several Billy Dee Williams Facebook pages, but the one and only true Facebook page is the one where right now his picture is that of Lando from Rebels. There are no other Billy Dee Williamses with it. That's the right one, okay? And if you guys have any other questions, you can come down to the booth and ask. You don't have to buy anything to ask a question. It's fine. We're going to head to our photo ops right now. The photo ops are the only way you can get a picture with Billy if you want one, except for those 2 lucky people that lucked out. So there you go. So, Manchester, make them feel the love. Billy Dee Williams!
Appreciate it. Thank you.